E3 here. Embodied. And this is not a question. This is an affirmation. Empowered. Oh, and it's a declaration. And ecstatic. Just as I am. Sometimes things are so intense. Whatever that means. Lots of sensations, so sometimes a lot of inflammation, so I have to just go in the freezing cold shower and in my mind or out loud just tell myself I'm embodied, power, ecstatic, and then breathe. So see who comes here. Thank you to whoever is here. Part of what I'm trying to do is use everything. Hey, Mitranand. Sorry if I'm not saying that correctly. Thank you for being here. So what I'm going through is a very intense situation with the pain, the brain cancer, certain limitations. But it's a really beautiful practice. It's kind of a high ideal to use every situation to serve your unique life purpose, your unique vibration, and your unique flow state. And again, that's kind of a high goal. Maybe it's unattainable, but using everything to support your heart. And you could say love. I think that's the true alchemy. It's not just turning different metals into gold. It's like, how can we use this exact situation to create beauty on the earth? And it's so much easier said than done, but I think it's worth exploring. At least trying. It's kind of like a muscle that builds. You know, like how can this situation be used to support my preparation for death? How can this situation be used to support my preparation for my wife? If I meet her tomorrow or in 10 years or never, how can all of this prepare me for that relationship? So that's something that I've been doing, and I am not perfect at it at all. But it's a very useful practice, at least to give it a try. Like, how can this drink support my prayers? So that's what I wanted to share tonight on the live stream. Like, even these technologies, Facebook, everything, Amazon, Google, YouTube, the cell phone. How can all these technologies be used to create the new earth? I believe they can, and that's the true, it's like, it's true alchemy. It's also, oh, by the way, what is a rabbi's favorite martial art? Come on, you could probably guess it. What's a rabbi's favorite martial art? Jiu-jitsu. Get it? Right. Well, if they're in Israel, it's probably Krav Maga or something, but Jiu-jitsu. So, yeah, it's kind of like, that's helped me the most. I've been in very crazy situations, long addictions. And at the end of the addiction cycle, binging on different chemicals, different foods, different thought patterns, different behaviors for like a week straight. Sometimes not even drinking any water, not going outside, just very intense isolation. The thing that helped the most was, well, one thing, forgiveness, but also like using that moment to create like even just a tiny little step in a positive direction, if that makes sense. So I'm still keeping up with those same principles, but luckily I don't have those old patterns. Hey, Jason. So yeah, how can we, like, I've seen in my own life that sometimes the biggest challenges, the biggest like hard situations, there's like an equal and opposite of blessings. I've experienced that in my own life. I don't know if you have as well. Thank you everyone for being here. I really appreciate it. So yeah, that's something I've experienced in my own life. Some doctors have given me no hope, or they say, well, this is going to be the cause of your death, the brain cancer. Even if you survive a few months or a few years, the glioblastoma will be the cause of your death. That's what some of the doctors told me. So, so you could say it's the deadliest form of brain cancer, but if there is a law of equal and opposites, maybe there is an equal and opposite miracle. So that's something to remember, I believe. And maybe it's no coincidence. There was the activation during Christmas time. You know, the Christ and the Buddha energy definitely came in stronger. And it's still here now, stronger. And there might be a little bit of a kind of a dark period, I'm sensing. But there will be the springtime. So this is my Tony Robbins motivational moment. Don't give up. The spring is coming. So that's something I've definitely been experiencing. Sometimes I feel like a canary in the coal mine a little bit. I feel like if you're in pain all the time, like I am, or near death, like, well, I don't know if I am, but I've been pretty close recently. It helps your intuition get stronger. That's not the only way, but if there's discomfort and if there's pain, it kind of helps the nonstop rational mind kind of calm down a little bit. That's why I like cold showers. Just instantly calms the mind. And then the intuition can awaken. So I'm not a psychic or anything, but I feel like my intuition is usually pretty strong. And my intuition is telling me that all of us, we're going through a little bit of a challenging time. But there are higher frequencies that are coming into the planet. Quite literally from the sun. I don't do research, but I think that the sun's energy something is shifting in a good way. So yeah, we're going through purification for sure, like it or not. So might as well put our arms in the air and like run a roller coaster and have a good time. But I believe all of us who are here, we are part of the new earth. And this is why our souls came here. This was not random. Our souls chose to be born whenever you were born, knowing that this would happen, this big shift in humanity. Also, I believe that, I know for sure for me, and I think for you, like there's a deep space in your soul that didn't come this far just to give up, you know? Like, and that's a very real superpower. Like that faith, even in the darkness, like where you can't even see light, but there's still that faith. I think that's what faith is. So I guess I've been lucky enough to have several moments of like, wow, how am I going to get out of this situation? Like what's going to happen? I was like, I was this close to literally living in a nursing home a few months ago. After the recent head surgeries, didn't have a place to live. I wanted to go to a nursing home because I thought that would be better than hospice care. But they wouldn't accept me because I wasn't old enough. So I guess that was a good thing. But it was like really close to going to a nursing home. I'd probably just be having all the older ladies hit on me. I don't know. I'd be teaching them yoga or meditation or something. But so that was a moment. I was like, wow, what am I going to do? And luckily, my mom, my stepfather came from New York and they rented an Airbnb where I'm living now. And then I've just been in full on like self-healing. I'm seeing a functional medicine doctor too, but now that in the hospital, they couldn't do anything else for me. So I'm just giving you that example of in the moments where it feels very hopeless. You never know what miracles could happen. And it's possible we're going through this collectively. So I'm doing my part to keep the positive energy going. Because there's so much, noticed a lot of fear. Does anyone have anything you want to share? Any questions? Any prayers that you want all of us can do collectively? Oh, and I don't know why I'm sharing it, but my shaman and teacher, one time he told me that like a demon is just something like a demon is just a thought form, pretty much. I forget exactly how he said it, but it's a thought form. Like it's nothing to be afraid of. It's just a thought form that possibly has been thought so many times that maybe it takes some physical form. But we could do the opposite. We can create angel energies. We can create love energies with our thoughts. We can actually start from our hearts and minds and then create magic that will manifest in the world. So I've definitely had a real opportunity to practice this because, I mean, even today there's just so much pain. Like this is the left side of my body. Camera's flipped. I felt it in the past, like when the left side of the body was almost paralyzed, and it started again yesterday to get towards that sensation. And then, so yeah, just being present with that. But yeah, keep on coming back to the using the mind, just simple things that we might not remember, like talking to the body, giving the body a pep talk, talking to the earth, asking the earth for healing, asking God, asking friends. So these are all different ways to use the mind. So the mind can awaken love or it can awaken fear. So does anyone have anything you want to share? Any questions? Any prayers? Might as well make the most of our time together. I wish we were together in person to actually be able to touch each other, hug each other, see each other's smiles. I think, Walter, you're not smiling too much in your picture. It's okay. Still a beautiful face. But yeah, right now we are given the opportunity to purify. Yeah, a lot of people are suffering right now. There's a lot of pain, a lot of businesses lost, a lot of people losing their lives, losing their minds. So, it's like, what can we do? Hey, Jessica. Hey, Sharon. It's like, yeah, I wish I could help 1 million people at once. I wish I could do more, but we do have an opportunity here to like become, or like we all are magical beings. And now, maybe like now it's game time, you could say. So yeah, it's been very humbling for me because I'm used to being able to do a lot more with my body. Literally can't even type with my left hand now. If I try to play guitar, it will aggravate a seizure or pre-seizure auras, which could lead to seizure, let alone the extreme pain. I have so many books I want to share with people. I've told you before, but can't type without extreme pain, and or just it's not possible to type with my left hand. So and then voice dictation programs are not adequate. So it's like, and then sometimes I feel like, well, I don't want to procrastinate. Just got to focus, like write the book. But then it's like, oh, I can't. So it's a constant just presence practice. And then I want to give my mom more massage, but sometimes there's too much pain. I want to help more people, but sometimes I can't. So that's kind of my experience. So thank you everyone for who is here. Do you have anything you'd like to share? I know it's kind of annoying to have to type it in the comments. But yeah, I've seen energetically that basically one scenario, I don't like predictions because everything's in flux and the future is created by our energy now. But I did see that the masters, and there are so many masters on this planet, beautiful, powerful beings, prosperous, abundant beings, financially and with knowledge. Like they're living geniuses. I don't know if they're on the level of Tesla, but there are many geniuses on the planet right now. And I've seen that a lot of them, and let alone the doctors, master shamans, master musicians, master dancers, master artists, master craftsmen, like you name it, there are masters out there. And I believe that right now they are preparing to move into like grandmaster level, you know? And there will be a tipping point where they're going to come out, and at the perfect time, they know not to use force. They know to let the old, like it's collapsing. Like we're not going to rebuild the old system. Like I don't believe we're going to create a new one with our hearts, with our minds. It's going to be a new world. It's not going to be individual success. It's going to be individuality. We all have our uniqueness, but it's going to be a co-creative ascension, I believe. Like we're going to help each other. And these masters are going to teach. There's going to be real education. I can't wait to go back to school. I can't wait to learn and to train and to be a part. Maybe I'll teach too, I guess. But that's one of the visions I saw. Like these masters are going to be so happy to teach the new humanity. So this is something that gives me hope. And I saw a very clear vision that this will happen. Like real men, real women, real teachers, real education based on an integrative understanding of humanity, our relationship with each other. And so this is something to remember. At least I feel like it's going to happen. So we're each doing our own part to prepare for this new earth. I'm definitely doing my part as best as I can. It's not perfect, but I'm trying to get better. So please forgive me for my sins, everyone. I think sin just means forgetting, So I've definitely been learning compassion for myself, for I've had so many escape patterns. So I've had to forgive people in the past, it can be a powerful practice. Oh, compassion. Because this year, I guess we got disconnected. So yeah, psychology is very important. And to keep our stuff together, if you want to say it like that. Because when we have our stuff together in our mind, I'm not talking about our whole life is perfect in all ways, but if we have a fairly decent amount of integration, it's harder to be controlled by fear. So this is an important practice, and we can all support each other in this. We're here to help each other. And then we'll attract other beings who are in that loving frequency. Everything is frequency. Even we don't have to worry about the 5G. Just keep your frequency higher than 5G. Keep your frequency at, 8G or something. Just laugh all the time. Keep on saying, I'm embodied. I'm empowered. I am ecstatic. And the 5G can't touch you if you're surrounded by it like I am right now. And then eventually maybe you'll move to a forest or something, or maybe there'll be some sort of new technology. But I believe anyway, when we can't change certain things, at the very least, we'll try to keep our frequency from dropping too low, because then it makes us feel sad. It puts stress on our adrenals, and this is so much easier said than done. It's a constant practice. I know for me, for sure, especially with the pain, the thoughts of like, oh man, is the tumor regrowing? Is the left side of my body going to get paralyzed? Like, is this pain just going to get worse? All those thoughts. So I constantly have to practice this in my own life. I can only imagine if I had 3 kids, I'm a single mother, bills to pay. Like, wow, so that's one reason that I want to heal. I'm saying this humbly, but you can imagine the awesome stuff I do now. Imagine when I'm like not in extreme pain and limitations and pre-seizure auras and stuff. So I'm humbly asking for prayers that I can get out of the pain and physical limitations in God's will, and I can keep this positive attitude and humility and do something good with this life. That's what I want. But there are many master teachers that are preparing right now. And people will be refreshed. It'll be refreshing. We'll be like, wow, a real man, a real woman, both of them who are integrated in who they are, real leaders. I want to follow them. Let's put them in charge because they use their power to serve. They use their power to empower other people. Wouldn't that be nice? These are leaders who lead with love and with wisdom and with courage. And like Simon Sinek, he wrote a great book called Start With Why. It's one of the most viewed YouTube or TED Talks. Start With Why. It's kind of an oldie but a goodie. Like it's a great talk on Start With Why. And he has a book about that. But he wrote a book, I didn't read it, but he wrote a book that's called Leaders Eat Last or something like that. I saw a video about it, and so he talks about like leadership, and so we're going to have new leaders that we don't have to elect. Maybe we'll elect. I don't even know what's up with the elections. But I believe we're going to have real leaders who we won't even need to elect. They're just going to emerge, and they're going to lead communities. They're going to lead us. They're going to lead different systems, and it's just going to happen. This is something that I think it's very important to remind ourselves of, that there are beautiful people on the planet right now. Many. More beautiful people than not beautiful people. Like millions, hundreds of millions, billions of beautiful people with hearts and love and a conscience and kindness, and so many people. And that's why the darkness is freaking out right now and throwing everything they can at us, because they know that their time is up. Like the darkness is scared of the light. So that's part of why I want to share my journey in real time and not wait till everything is perfectly healed or perfect, or I'm out of the pain, or anything's guaranteed. I want to, it's kind of cliche, but it's a journey, So I'm sharing it in real time. I really wish I had some sort of like platform. The website I have, it's like super basic. I haven't even been able to update it because of the pain and my limitations with websites. So I wish every YouTube video pretty much doesn't have a description, because either there's too much pain, or like if I was in the hospital after surgery, it's hard to make a video and then write a description. But my point is that I'm trying to use everything for love. And it's a practice in faith for me, for sure. I wish I knew, I wish there were guarantees, like, oh, do this, I'll have that support, that money. I'll have this result if I do this. But for me, I'm trying to follow love, you could say. But the cool thing for me, and I can say this for certainty, there have been miracles every day of my life. But usually first comes the fear, and then the courage, and then the fear, the faith, the courage, and taking a step, and then the miracle. And then I wish it was like, I wish it would just stay that way. But then the fear comes in and the pain, and it's like, okay, I gotta take a step. So maybe we're all in this similar journey. Maybe after we leave the body, we'll all be like, wow, we were all actually one. And we just split into separate bodies. And then we had these experiences together. And then after we leave the body, maybe we feel that oneness again. I don't know. But I feel like we can feel that oneness even now, to a certain degree. I definitely do. And this is I feel like this is the earth we're moving into. So basically there was the telegram, I think the telephone, television, internet, smartphone. And then there's a split right now. Either, I mean, who do you think owns the most popular virtual reality company? Facebook. They bought Oculus Rift whenever they did. So it's like the next technology after the cell phone will either be going deeper into that. I don't know if it'll be good or bad. I don't know. But then there is also the technology, the heart technology is awakening right now. I really believe that now more than ever, more people's hearts are awakening. Also, people's intuition is awakening. People's psychic abilities, people's angel healing abilities are awakening. So yeah, now it's like, which one are we going to choose? And again, even the virtual reality, which some people get sucked into, and then there's the whole, like, this is a whole other topic, but the like pornography with virtual reality, with I know this might seem completely off topic, but like, how are humans going to interface with sex dolls and virtual reality? It's going to open up a whole other can of worms of human interaction with each other and with machines. So yeah, unfortunately, some people get sucked into that reality of the machine world. But there might even be a way to bring love into the virtual reality. I don't know. But I know for sure I'm staying connected with the heart realm and with the natural realm, with the earth realm, with the human realm. That's where I'm going, the human realm. But yeah, all of these things are good to be present with. And again, I don't want to waste your time with these live streams. I'm hoping that they're helpful. That's another beautiful energy too, silence. What if the whole world had a moment of silence? So, in case you forgot, if I've told you, there are 5 energies that can help us connect with, you could say love or God or the present moment. The body, the breath, the mind, the silence, and the mystery. So sometimes I can't use the body too much. There's too much pain. It's too intense. So I forget about the body, move into the silence. Sometimes the silence in the body doesn't feel like that appropriate for what's needed. So then I use the mind. Sometimes I can't use the body or the mind or the silence, so I use the breathing. Sometimes I can't use the mind, the body, the breath, or the silence. So then there's the mystery. Like there's something that I don't even know. So these are just different ways to I guess you could say pray. Does anyone have any questions about or anything you want to share or any practice that you want to do now? I know this is hard for many of us. It's like mastery training, you know? Mastering our own minds, mastering our own emotions, mastering our own fears. It's like a crash course in all of that. But it is kind of beautiful. It's painful, it's hard. But there is a certain beauty to it, no? It's kind of real. And then more of us real people will connect with other real people. There has been a lot of fakeness especially in the West, in artificiality. So to be real is kind of a cool thing, like to be authentic, to be human. That's my prayer, that we can all be ourselves, and we can also have compassion. No one is perfect. You know, like it's easy to criticize a celebrity's mistakes or an official's mistakes or whatever. But I think compassion is important. Also, holding people accountable is important. But yeah, does anyone have anything you want to share before we finish with an E3 affirmation? You could type it in the comments. And some days like today is really hard for me, just with the pain and like increased pain. And here, the left side of the body is like losing sensation, almost like if it got worse, a lot worse, it would get paralyzed. So I'm just being present with that. And then it's also always a balance of like, how hard do I push? How hard do I not push? What am I even pushing for? You know? Just checking to see who's here. Hey, thanks Bill for being here, and Moon and Walter. Well, I mean, it's always a good time for a little E3 affirmation. So, yeah, there are like actions and techniques and all this stuff, but I mean, I think it is true that love, that's what is real. And we don't have to get really close to death or be in pain or like, you know, in those situations to feel it. I think once in a while it's good to just forget about everything else and like do at least something that makes you smile, that makes you laugh, or that makes you feel love and makes you feel happy. And that's valuable, even physiologically. It's good for us to smile once in a while or all the time. But yeah, this is hard, right? Being a human, very, very hard. Very hard. Like, I don't know about you, but I did not grow up in a pristine environment. Like, yeah, it's all perfect for our soul's path. But like, so I think that's why compassion is important. Growing up in, you could say, dysfunctional families, in a toxic environment, all this trauma, let alone if we were in the mother's womb and there was trauma in the environment, like we were off to a, you know what I'm trying to say. Even before we were born, we had all this stuff to deal with. So I think it's important to, have compassion for ourselves. Wow, our souls must be pretty courageous to choose to be in a human form right now. Wow, with this world we live in, and the things we don't have control over. Yeah, we have a certain amount of control, but like a lot of it, like, we didn't, at least consciously, none of us in here would consciously create this crazy world that we live in. So I have to consciously remind myself, like, to have compassion and to not be too hard on myself for the life I'm living. But yeah, let's let the outer world be as it is, and let the fears, the old system, and all of that stuff, just letting it be, and we can be the light that spreads like a virus throughout the world, because that is possible. It is very, very possible. There's negative momentum, but what about positive momentum? Like I feel like that's coming. It's going to come. And it can't be stopped. The love in people's hearts cannot be stopped with anything. Because this love, it is real. And when a mother loves a child across the world, like, the child can feel it, and vice versa. So this love in our hearts, like, no technology is going to stop this love from growing. And it's going to seem like magic. People's hearts are just going to awaken. You're going to do it in your way. I'll do it in mine. Other people will do it. And that'll be the common language in this new earth, this higher frequency of love. So with that being said, if you'd like to join me for the E3 affirmation, and then we'll take a deep breath in and exhale, and then 1 minute of just being in silence in that vibration. Okay. We'll start with an inhale, and an exhale, and grounding. Okay, so I'll say each part and then pause, and you can repeat if you'd like. I am embodied. I am embodied. I am empowered. I am empowered. I am ecstatic. I am ecstatic. Good. And then we'll all take a deep breath in, and then exhaling, and visualize that your energy is grounding down to the earth, humbly asking the earth for support, giving gratitude to the earth, and then for 1 minute, coming into your own form of meditation, beginning now. Beautiful. So, it's great. Hey, Winnie. So thank you, everyone, for being here. Even 1 minute of meditation, it's better than 0 minutes, you know? Think of how many years, maybe lifetimes of meditation mastery that you have. So it doesn't take very long to just be in a minute of meditation, create some positive momentum. So I have to go soon because of the pain. It's like I wish I could hang out with everyone all night. I'll probably rest for 10 minutes and then I'll be back. Sending you a lot of love. And yeah, thank you for your support. I'm going to do my best to heal as quickly as possible and get out of pain and be able to create more and share more. And who knows, maybe one day we'll be in person doing some practices together, giving each other hugs, handshakes, fist bumps, and seeing each other's smiles in person. So I hope you're doing well, and I'm going to keep up the good fight for releasing the fears, creating from love, and I'm praying that you can do the same. Okay, thank you so much, and I look forward to speaking again.